Welcome to Capitalize Your Finances, the podcast that's your ultimate guide to mastering personal finances and unlocking the secrets of entrepreneurship. Each week, we dive into the world of personal finance and business development and have fascinating conversations with industry experts, seasoned entrepreneurs, and thought leaders who share their insights, strategies, and stories to help you get ahead in life. Whether you're a seasoned entrepreneur looking to scale your business or someone just starting out on your financial path, this podcast is your go-to resource for inspiration and actionable insights.
Welcome back to Capitalize Your Finances. As always, I'm your host, Christopher A. Paniotu, certified financial planning professional, the Cap in Capitalize. And for those of you that are watching the show instead of just merely listening, you notice I don't have my laptop in front of me, but I have a book in front of me. Not just any book, the new book to the series, the Capitalize series, Capitalize Your Sales. So I am announcing selfishly on my own show that my second book, Capitalize Your Sales, is out today. And what I wanted to do today, we're not going to give a tip of the week or any of that fun stuff. I actually want you to know why I wrote it, what you're going to get out of it, and how that actually ties into capitalizing on your finances. So let's start with why I wrote it. So a lot of you that have supported my first book, Capitalize Your Finances, which if you have not, you need to go pick it up on Amazon for a $19.99 paperback. But I digress. A lot of people read that and went, whoa, this is really cool. Now I have a financial framework for when I make my money, or now that I've made my money, I know what to do to be a proper steward of my money. But a lot of you messaged me going, how do I actually go and make more money? And that wasn't like an investment question of what's the best investment, just how do I go and make more money? Well, for those of you that don't know, it'll be my 10th anniversary of our practice in May of 2025, went from our apartment to the revenue that we built today, which you will see in this book. So I thought to myself, why don't I write this book and teach you how to actually go and make more money? So what's been really, really cool is we actually have some businesses already booked in 2025 where they want me to go and teach their employees how to capitalize on their sales. And then once you've made all of your money, you turn around and you learn how to be a steward of that money and you capitalize on your finances. Now, unlike my first book, which admittedly gets a little bit more technical because one, compliance, two, money is a complicated thing. With sales, it's really not that complex. I'm not going to say it's the easiest thing in the world, but it's a totally different mindset and it is a different framework. Now, what you're going to learn from this book, you're going to learn how to network. You're going to learn how to sit in front of someone or stand in front of someone and read their body to actually go and close more sales opportunities. Now, this is where it starts to transition into the capitalizing of your finances. For those of you that are in sales, or that run your own business, which you are in sales, kind of whether you like it or not, what ends up happening is, because when you first start out, you have no money, no hope, and you're basically just going off of faith that you're going to win. Well, as you start to compound your success, there's that money term, what happens is you start to transition from just a salesman or just a business owner to a true CEO of your life. And that's where capitalizing your finances actually comes into play. So there are some financial terms that relate within Capitalize Your Sales. I'd like to think it's a much easier read. Now, I do want to thank a number of the people that endorsed our book. So first and foremost, Kristen Butler, who wrote the foreword in my book. Thank you so much for doing so. And then a lot of our endorsers in no particular order. Nick Hutchison through Book Thinkers, Gautam Bade, who wrote The Joys of Compounding. He's been on our show. Guy Spear out of Switzerland, one of my favorite investors of all time. Another favorite investor of mine, Robert Hagstrom, who wrote The Warren Buffett Way. And then we have an athlete, good old Alec Ingle, the fullback of the Miami Dolphins. Love you, brother. Thank you so much for giving the support. We have Brian Covey, a mortgage wizard. We have Dr. Heather Penny. Okay, made that mistake once and only once. We've got, who else do we have on here? We've got David Newman, a sales master. We've got Lori Barkman, who wrote the Business Transition Handbook, one of the best business analysis books I have ever read. And then who else do we have? We have Ken Rusk, who's been on Tucker Carlson a couple times. Thank you so incredibly much. You guys have been absolutely fantastic at spreading the word. I also want to thank our publisher, Morgan James Publishing. Unlike my first book, which I did self-publish, Morgan James, for whatever reason, they liked my first book and they wanted to go and take me on for the second one, which was awesome. Dave Hancock, the founder, thank you for reaching out and basically pressuring me to go and partner with you. That is clearly a joke. I think starting in 2025, if you read Capitalize Your Sales, your goal will be, you'll quickly realize, okay, I've been looking at everything backwards. I really should have written Capitalize Your Sales first. I kind of pulled a Star Wars where episode 4, 5, and 6 came out, and then George Lucas realized he needed to do 1, 2, and 3. But once you read Capitalize Your Sales, I think a lot of you are going to be a whole heck of a lot more comfortable, whether you're in sales or not, with understanding how to make a lot more money. So in the coming weeks after we get through this year, we actually have a number of fans that have been messaging us already that have been following our content on sales and finance. So in the new year, we're actually going to be answering a lot of you, our fans' questions, and actually giving you a shout out on our episode. So after you snag a copy at your favorite online bookstore of Capitalize Your Sales, and if you have not already done so, snag Capitalize Your Finances, message me and my team from any way you want to choose. Okay. And we'll talk about that at the end of the episode. After we close out, we will give you a shout out. And we're very, very excited. I'm very, very proud of Capitalize Your Sales. Head on over, snag a copy today. And thank you so much for supporting the Capitalize Your Finances movement that we have created. So with that, until next time, as always, I'm Christopher A. Paniotu, the Cap and Capitalize, and I'll see you next week. Cheers. As always, thank you for joining me today. If you have questions about today's episode or any personal finance questions, please reach out to me at Cap and Capitalize on Instagram, Chris at capitalizeyourfinances.com, or via our website, capitalizepodcast.com. If you want more Capitalize Your Finances content, head on over to capitalizepodcast.com and check out our blog, free resources, book, and online course. As always, I'm your host, Christopher A. Paniotu, Certified Financial Planning Professional, the Cap and Capitalize. And until next time, keep capitalizing.
You should always seek counsel of the appropriate advisor prior to making any investment decision. All investments are subject to risk, including the loss of principal. Christopher Paniotu is a registered representative with and securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor, member FINRA SIPC. Capitalize Your Finances LLC is a separate entity from LPL Financial. Capitalize Your Finances is not registered as a broker-dealer or investment advisor. CRPS conferred by College for Financial Planning. The people and company mentioned in this podcast are not affiliated with or endorsed by LPL Financial or Capitalize Your Finances.